right now I'm having a really hard time. I'm pretty sure I'm in a really low place, a bipolar low. It's things I'm experiencing right now. Dizziness, extreme fatigue, confusion. It's extremely difficult to concentrate right now. Like, I keep losing focus. Like, I'm wearing sunglasses right now, not just because it's sunny out, but because I can feel the tears welling up in my eyes right now. Just everything feels overwhelming. Just all the little things that ordinarily I wouldn't have a problem, or anyone would have a problem dealing with. It feels crushing right now. I'm even having shortness of breath, like a hard time breathing. My thoughts are erratic. Like, I feel like I want to sleep, and then I feel like I would get relief if I just laid down and let myself bleed out. Just fall asleep. I just wouldn't have to feel the way I feel anymore. Even trying to talk right now is pretty labor intensive for me. Just everything, every action, every movement, just even thinking feels like I'm carrying around lead weights. And the crappy thing is, it feels like, because it's a mental illness, something people can't see or quantify visually. It's like, just try to feel better, or try to make yourself feel better. Try distracting yourself. It feels so condescending. I get people talk to me, and it's like, I hear, you don't get it, or you have no idea how tough your day was, or how tough my day was from other people. And everybody, not just people close to me, they come to me with problems, they mean to vent to me, but end up venting at me. And I feel like if I don't compartmentalize my feelings, just nothing's gonna get done. It's as if, because Nobody gets it. Nobody understands just how much I struggle to control everything. Just control everything. Control myself from not feeling down, from not wanting to commit suicide, from putting a lockdown on my anger. And it's exhausting. I'm so tired. I'm so tired with having to put aside how I feel, what I'm going through, because people around me just can't keep the shit together. And again, this is not to attack or to belittle what other people go through. Both people around me and people close to me. It's just, it sometimes it feels like they put themselves first above considering how they impact me. How is the way they're choosing to interact with me going to impact me? And I try to open up. And it feels like just nothing is getting through, because I have to acknowledge somebody else's feelings first. That what they're going through, how they feel, is more valid than anything I'm going through. I feel marginalized, both personally and physically, as if as if who I am is not as important as what I should be doing, what I need to be doing. And it's not until people can see what I'm going through, it's not real until I'm breaking down, I've shut down. And I'm losing so much focus right now. I was supposed to go home, and I just couldn't. I can't be around anybody. I can't deal with anything. I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying not to fall into the pitfalls of being this low. I feel very lost, as if I don't have anybody who can shoulder my burdens at this point, because I can't bear them right now. It's been well over a year since I've been on any bipolar medication. That's not a choice I actively made. It's just the circumstances of moving. Right now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Whether I'll delete this or share it, or whether this is the last thing anyone will ever see of me. It's at points like this, like where I wonder if anything I ever done in my life would even impact anybody in a positive way. I have no way of knowing whether or not I've actually helped anybody, whether I matter to anybody enough. There's such a stigma around mental illness. It's like if somebody has cancer, everyone bands together to make them feel better. Everyone tries. Broken bone, oh, I'm sorry, let me help you with that. Somebody's pregnant, oh, well, everyone's like, well, they have a kid. They have a tough time. But if it's any mental illness, schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder, bipolar, clinical depression, social anxiety, no, just suck it up. Just try harder. It'll be fine. It's not really an illness. It's not really a disease. You're just being over emotional. You're weak. So you don't talk about it. When I was diagnosed as being bipolar, I didn't really know what to think. I realized, I'm like, well, kind of explains a lot. Explains the erratic behavior, the anger, mood swings. But then it became something I just didn't really think about that much. And then started accepting it, dealing with it. I started feeling more comfortable, and then I started opening up about it, talking about it. I tried opening up about it to people around me when I still lived in Whitby, Ontario. And for the most part, those who said they cared were my friend. Yeah, they were supportive. But the more open I was about it, the more I noticed how some people changed. The attitude changed with regards to me. I started being treated differently. I felt like I stopped being treated like a person. And I started being treated like somebody that should be pitied. Not everybody, but certain people. It was enough that I noticed. And then I just didn't feel like talking about it anymore. What's the point of being open and putting yourself out there for the greater good of everybody suffering when you just keep taking the hits with no payoff, nothing to show for it? Just everything about you gets shredded. Your feelings, your body, your mind. Just everything about me was torn down. And people didn't realize how much that impacted me. They see how I present myself to the world in the moment. And don't realize that in my head, I've always kind of been just treading water. Like, I can see where I end. And instead of walking towards it, I just walk everywhere around it. But it's still there. Until the point where you start looking at that end. And you start thinking, what's the point in avoiding it? What's the point in delaying the inevitable? Just get it over with. Then you don't have to deal with anything else anymore. Sometimes I think that maybe everybody that's ever been around me would be better off if I wasn't around. When I look back at the choices that I've made and the lives that I've touched or ruined, would not being here serve more of a purpose? If only to stop making people's lives worse around me. In the art world, kind of a running gag almost, a mockery of it, that no one cares about the artist until they're dead, until they can't appreciate it, until they can't enjoy and appreciate the fact that people appreciated their creativity. Would people only appreciate me if I'm not here? Would me not being here be a catalyst for others to pay attention? To care about that one person in their life that might need some help? That one person that might need them to just tell them that they give a shit. Because right now for me, it feels like no one gives a shit. Not enough to even ask if I'm okay. Not until they can see it. Not until it becomes real to them. Until then, it's all about themselves. I try to tell others around me, at work, at home, friends, family, stop thinking about yourself. Put other people first. Don't put yourself first. Put yourself last. Because if you're putting everyone else first, and they put you first, you never have to worry about yourself. It's a nice notion to think that if everyone was caring for everybody else, no one would be left out. But no one seems to do that. Any given situation, it feels like what I'm going through is more important. My day was so bad. This guy cut me off. I can't afford the thing that I really, really need. Not want, need. Never stopping to consider the person that you want to listen to you. Might need somebody to listen to them first. Because the self is more important than others. Because self is the center of the universe from one's own perspective. Everything else is just a black hole that doesn't matter. And that's where I feel like I get left out, left in the cold. If this is the last time people hear about me, see me, even last time they care, until I just become a memory, maybe somebody will notice somebody else in their life. And start giving a shit even for a moment. Because honestly, this last little bit, that's all I really needed. Because I didn't even know I needed help. Until probably it's too late.